G'day, g'day, and welcome back to Everlasting Summer, where I had a thought over the break, over the weekend. Was if Shurik has been transported to the place where the protagonist was. They've just switched places. That's a possibility, isn't it? It could be. I always said it at the end of the last video, but I can't move the thought till a bit after it. Well, that's something to think about. Let's carry on. Yes? What were we talking about again?
Maybe he went into the forest and has been caught by a forest spirit.
But there was an evil-looking shadow creature that we saw earlier. Maybe that did it? She laughed at that. What a fabulous story. 10 out of 10. However, in this camp, you never know.
Yes, that's true. But now isn't time for jokes.
Cheer up. We'll find him.
I hope so.
Slavia smiled.
Well, I still have some things to do.
See you later. She left, but I was standing there for some time, staring at the Cybernetics Club's closet. Why? Is there something in the closet? However, I was so inspired by Slavia's actions that I decided to continue searching it somewhere else. Oh, we get to choose now. So, forest, bus stop, boathouse. She mentioned a forest spirit, so perhaps we should go there. Yeah, let's go. It was obvious that Olga Dmitrievna and her pioneers have already searched every nook and cranny of the camp, roamed the length and breadth of it, so probably it's not worth looking for Shurik in the canteen or on the beach, or in the Cybernetics Club. It was his second home, or maybe even his first. Thus it might be worth looking around the surrounding forest. I didn't plan to go far into the forest, otherwise it might be me who they'll be searching for tomorrow. Yeah, wouldn't want that, would we? I didn't really visit the countryside often. I just stayed in the country house every summer during my childhood. But that one was very close to the city. But in this camp, it was possible to find everything I hadn't seen for so long. Overwhelming vegetation, singing birds, fresh air. I find a meadow and sat on a stump. And there's birds chirping. How peaceful this place is. But where in the world is Shurik? As I mentioned, he might have switched places with you. It's a possibility, if you are in another world. Then again, he might have just wandered off. Actually, he could have been taken against his will. This camp is far from normal, so pioneer disappearances should not be all that strange. An intriguing possibility. Could it be the work of whichever force sent me here? Or is it just some separate local entity doing it? I don't know. But that possibility has crossed my mind. Lost in my own thoughts, I didn't notice how the grass before me started moving. I looked closely and saw a squirrel. Did I say, is it Ulanya? It approached me carefully and stared at my hands. I don't have anything, don't look at me. Probably used to getting fed here. Sorry mate, I don't have anything with me. Of course the squirrel could not understand me, and continued to just sit there, waiting for treats. I felt sorry for it because I didn't even have a crumb of bread in my pocket. I realised that I'm even ashamed to look it in the eyes and decide to move on. Or will it lead me to the shuriken question? No, we're not going to talk to the squirrel. After some more wandering, I came to the washstands. Turns out that he is not in the forest either. At least not in the surrounding area. And going farther is just frightening. I walked to the washstands, took off my shirt, and tried to wipe myself down because I was all sweaty. Probably don't need that image. However, it wasn't so easy. I won't be able to get into the wash bowl, and there isn't even a ladle. Just dampen your shirt and put it back on. Suddenly I heard footsteps from behind. I turned around. Electronic was walking in my direction.
Looking for Shurik?
Yes. Exactly. You too?
Me too.
Listen, you know I'm better. Where could have you gone?
I don't have a clue.
He answered sadly. Well, where does he usually go? And we'll work from there. I just don't understand why everyone has made such a fuss during the night. Wasn't he in the cabin with you? Then he can't have been gone for too long. Maybe he went for a walk.
You don't know, Shurik?
No, I don't, said Electronic excitedly.
He is fanatically dedicated to his work. His life consists of robot and cybernetics. People like him are 1 in a million. No, in a billion. His talent is boundless. Look up to him. He is a man of steel.
He's not made of steel, though.
No, simply triumphant.
At that moment, he looked... Really? I'm not seeing it. Making a speech in front of a crowd of thousands. Even his gestures matched. Still not seeing it. Okay. So what?
So what? You don't understand, do you?
No. Not at all. Would you kindly fill me in?
He spends all of it, you see, all of his free time in our club. All.
So disappearing just like that is unusual for him.
Of course.
Seems like it trying to calm down. Okay. He looked at me intently.
Are you going to wash?
Not really. Just rinse off a little, it's hot.
Me too.
He looked around.
I wish there was a bucket or a ladle. Something to get more water with.
Yeah, I noticed already. As I mentioned, you might just have to dampen your shirt and put it on. So, you know, it cools you off that way.
Then let's do this.
He walked behind washstands and pulled one of the taps. To my surprise, its end turned up, and rather than pouring into the wash bowl, the water splashed up at almost 90 degrees. You could manage to wash yourself that way. Just have it spurting out all over you. That fan service. Meanwhile, Electronic took off his shirt and then squatted, so it seemed like he pulled down his shorts. Yeah, I don't need to see that. I couldn't really tell because the washstand he was behind concealed him up to his waist. He directed the stream towards himself and started to sing something quietly. Well, we don't need to know what that is either.
Let's clean my chimney.
Chimney sweep? Okay. I stood astonished, not knowing what to do. You and me both. I'm not sure what to do either. Or at least you're there, not me. He seemed to not to notice it.
I'll wash myself and then let you use it.
Ugh. I got such a massive chill. Well, you know, I just remembered that I had something to do. Gotta go. Out of all the eccentricities of electronic, the moment I just saw was the weirdest one.
Hey, what's up with you? A cold shower on such hot days like the best thing ever.
No. I'm fine. That won't do. And anyway, I have to go. Not like you have anywhere to go anyway. I put on my shirt quickly and ran back into the forest. Gotta look for Shirk. I wonder what's got into him. We black out again. I went for lunch with mixed feelings, with a sense of accomplishment and with a realization of time wasted. Congratulations. The canteen was crowded. So, normal. I couldn't stay unnoticed. Olga Dmitrievna called me.
Semyon, come with us.
The camp leader, Slavia Electronic, was sitting at the 4-seat table. I nodded and went to get my food. This time I had to spend several minutes in a queue. Today's menu didn't really differ from the other day's menus. The dishes looked the same at least. When I sat at the table and wished bon appetit to everyone, Olga Dmitrievna said,
So what are you thinking?
About what?
We searched for Shrek all around. It's noon and he's nowhere to be found.
Need to drink a bit of water. That's what I'm thinking. Alright. He's nowhere to be found. Well, not sure really. He could have just wandered off out of the camp. I took a note of the rhyme. What rhyme? But didn't want to point it out.
We looked all over the camp. I went around the neighboring forest.
Did too. Olga Dmitrievna looked at me. And I helped too.
We must call the police.
Maybe you should wait until the evening. Probably not. I asked lazily. Maybe he went home.
That can't be. Shrek lives thousands of miles away.
By train?
The nearest station?
She paused.
It's far off.
Now it was getting interesting. Every time the conversation reached a point concerning ways I could leave Sovyanov, all the camp inhabitants started changing the subject. How far is far? Quite far.
Really far.
The camp leader looked at me, indicating with her expression that asking more questions was not advised.
So we should go deeper into the forest. Maybe you got lost. Shrek always takes a compass.
Chimed in Electronic. I wonder what else could be found in his magic vest, assuming he has one. If I were to get lost in the forest, the compass would be of no real use.
Police? We should call the police in the evening.
Not right now, at least. Okay, so we'll do it later. They were all silent. We should be able to find him before evening. We still have time.
If he actually got lost, we have no time to lose. We cannot be sure.
Then where is he? Oh,
Then where is he? Where?
there was some truth to the camp leader's words. Hiding the whole day just like that is suspicious. And especially since you reckon it's rather hot. He'd be rather dehydrated. Why would he do that? Shurik seemed to me to be quite a serious pioneer. Orlanya would have been a better fit for this behaviour. So there is a good reason to believe that he was gone. All that can be done has already been done. We'll just have to wait. Slavia, Electronic and Olga Dimitrova looked at me sorrowfully, but didn't say a word. Awkward silence. Anybody gonna say anything? No? I finished my lunch, took the tray back, and left the canteen. It's still the first half of the day. What now? The camp was drifting off for an afternoon nap. Only Genda stared at me through his glasses. Of course, he was staring somewhere else, but I had a feeling that he was constantly watching me. I bet he knows where Shurik is hiding. Are you going a bit crazy? He just can't say anything. The disappearance of the Cybernetics Club's leader made me think. Maybe it's got something to do with my case. I suggested that at the start of the video. That's a possibility. Oh, it's the nurse. What voice did I give her? Well. What was it?
Oh, Pioneer.
The nurse stood in front of me. I looked at her curiously.
Go and take my place in the infirmary. I have an urgent call. Somebody is injured.
Okay.
Yes, you. Take the keys.
The nurse threw me the keys and ran away. Bye. Why me? Isn't there anyone else in the camp? What exactly should I be doing? What if something happens? Oh, what do I do now? I missed my chance to refuse. Well, you go there. I stood in front of the door with uncertainty. On the one hand, there is nothing to worry about. I spent half an hour or so here, and she'll be back. But what if someone actually comes for actual help? With a broken leg or a head injury? I've begun to worry too much. Hope that there's no injuries more serious than bruises and scratches in this camp. But at the same time, I could not shake the idea that in a serious situation, I would be absolutely useless. I don't even know how to perform CPR. That clock. A magazine on the nurse table caught my attention. A good way to relax, I guess. This is labelled Soviet fashion. The publication date or month were absent. However, this was not a surprise. There were much stranger things happening here. I didn't know much about Soviet magazines. Maybe they actually didn't have publication dates on them. Models dressed in old-fashioned clothes stared at me from the glossy pages. Nowadays, nobody would wear such clothes. I smirked. And with that, that's all the time I got for this episode. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like. If you enjoy what I do, why not subscribe? With all that said, thanks for watching. Have a fantastic day. Be sure to tune in next time. Cheerio.